How did music develop in the first centuries of the Christian era? The first centuries of the Christian era were made up of numerous Christian faithful who gathered together to perform their rituals in extreme secrecy, since they were persecuted if they performed these rituals. Let us also remember that liturgical songs, although some texts are preserved before Constantine, one of Clement of Alexandria, who sings the Shepherd of Youth. The first Christian musical creations were improvisations in the form of adorations, supplication, or exhortations. On the other hand, songs modeled on pagan hymns, to which Christian texts were adapted, were incorporated into liturgy. On the other hand, Gregorian chant had, after the death of Gregory the Great, a constant enchantment in all of these manifestations, and it is thus that in the 10th century, in the convent of Saint Gallen in Switzerland, which had been created in the time of Charlemagne, on the most notable schools in cultivation of religious chants was formed. Here, the genres known as sequence and trope were born.
Utque laxis resonare fibris mira gesto.
An example of instrumental music is the classic music. The instrumental music is older and defined in opposition to vocal music. From Gregorian chant to the Renaissance, vocal dominated all possible forms of music, relegating instrumental music generally to dance and introduction to vocal music. From the Baroque, instrumental music experienced the great development that made possible all exclusively instrumental forms and genres. In addition to the great instrumental virtuosity and the consolidation of instrumental ensembles from small duos, strings, quartet to the orchestra, with the symphony genre from the 18th centuries and the symphonic poem in the 19th and 20th centuries. Can be traced back to the first live sound recording made with a phonographic cylinder between 19 and 1904, from ambient noises to ghastly chants of Indian quarters. Among these spontaneous recordings made with a portable equipment, during much of the 1920s and the 1930s, recorded performance by live jazz musicians, then evolved into hip-hop lo-fi, a form of down-tempo music labeled or chill hip-hop, or lo-fi hip-hop, became popular among YouTube music streamers, and in 2018 several of these channels had millions of followers. One of them is DJ Ryan Celsius. Proposed that they were inspired by a nostalgia from the commercials used by Tsunami and Adult Swim in the 2000s. The people operating in this genre and suggested that if there is a shared reference from hip-hop, lo-fi, it is probably the album of Matt Billion by MF Doom and Madlib, and in the Spanish, the strongest exponent in this genre is Láser and Cráneo.
Ando como un dibu de los años 30, en chanclas con la camisa abierta, a la fresca. Bajo la tormenta perfecta con un zumo de piña surfeando en la cresta. Hazme un primer plano y no me verás más cerca. Estoy haciendo que hago eso, no esperes respuesta. No me conoces aunque sepas quién soy. Estoy dejando lo de ayer pa' hoy. Habla tú